I'm just trying to fit in, and I have a battle here against Crappy Name 12345, who recently got a new YouTube channel, MultiAppleKid. Link in the description, doobly-doo, whatever. I lead with my Polytoad, get some drizzle going. He leads with his Kajando, uses Fake Out as I switch into my defensively bulky Zapdos. He goes for a Stone Edge and gets a crit, which definitely mattered. I'm sure I could have taken at least one of them. And, done something with my Zapdos, probably a Thunder. And, either crippled it with Paralysis or killed it, hopefully. But, doesn't work. Kills my Zapdos, I go out into my Kabutops and use Stone Edge. He switches into his Notore, and even though it's not very effective, I get a crit, so that kind of cancels out. And Stone Edge does a lot, considering Notore's defense. But, not that much, because I am banded. And he uses Stealth Rock, and I go out into my own Notore. I use spikes. I set up some spikes. That's 2 layers right now, and his Flygon, or quote-unquote Flygon, is using Focus Blast. I get my 3rd layer of spikes up, and his Focus Blast hits. So that's hit, miss, hit with his Focus Blasts. He goes for another Focus Blast, and it hits as I go for an Ice Beam. And what really stinks is I get a freeze. I was thinking of using Surf, but I just didn't for some stupid reason. I get a freeze, and then he thaws out on the first turn and takes out my Ludicolo, which I would have loved to have for later. I send out my Kabutops, thinking that I would outspeed it, but no, I only outspeed base 100, not base 105. So I'm going to fix that. Luckily, he misses on his Focus Blast. He goes into his Baronjuru because he knows I'm banded, and I'm forced to switch into my Tentacruel. And I believe I start setting up some Toxic Spikes now. And I'm healing a lot from Rain Dish and Black Sludge together. He goes into his Zapdos, and I believe I start with the Toxic Spikes, yeah. I think he's going to use Thunderbolt, yes, and I either use Hydro Pump or Toxic Spikes, not sure. Hydro Pump. And I do get an epic 1 HP live, which is pretty cool. Hydro Pump doesn't do as much as I wanted it to, though. Mostly because this Tentacruel is bulky to rapid spin and set up some spikes. His Zapdos isn't necessarily bulky either, though, I've learned. And, I go out into my Beat again, my Kabutops, and use Night Slash, hoping he'll send out Baronjuru. But, he doesn't, so I just kill the Zapdos. He fodders it, I guess. And, he sends out his Notore, as I send out my specially defensive Polytoad. So that thing is not very defensive. It does have a lot of HP, but it's not too defensive. So I guess that's why the Notore killed it. I send out the Kabutops and do a Stone Edge because that's pretty much all I can do against it. And it's all I can do against it and the Baronjuru. But he uses Power Whip and I lose.